this protective coating on you is being like slowly pulled off of your hand and being consumed by this like marble in the middle of this device. Like it is weakening this protection against possession. Greetings, mortals, and welcome to another episode of the Tabletop Sandbox podcast. This is not episode 7. I have it wrong in my notes. This is episode 8 of Canticle of the Crimson Wake, our Blades in the Dark actual podcast. I said it again.
You did it.
Actual play podcast where we actually play Blades in the Dark.
We do? That's what we do here? Actually?
I don't know. We've never done it before.
Podcast.
All
we
the rules
podcast,
that I said
that.
are rules are actually all just made up. That's just me doing that. I am Harrison Tarr, your general manager, game master, and gaunt man.
What? I'm going to come up with a bunch of things.
I'm the gaunt man. And I am joined by a couple of friends who, in a moment, we are going to try and tell cool stories using this game. Last episode, you decided on your next score being a favor for Bazso Baz that may or may not be related to the war effort between you and the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes, an Aruvian gang of sword fighters. But the job is to take an item and smuggle it in and hide it away inside the office of one Professor Denbo at Charterhall University. Specifically, Professor Denbo teaches in the Houses of Jurisprudence. In a place called Barrister Alley, this collection of homes and taverns are each dedicated to a particular magistrate who teaches law to a small throng of students. The barristers are often in competition with each other over grant funds and wealthy patronage. This has engendered a bitter rivalry between the houses. So I suppose maybe Professor is the wrong title. It would be Barrister Denbo. And this is a person who has an office in one of the houses on Barrister Alley. Or maybe even in the top floor of a tavern. I'm going to roll for that right now. Tavern. So they have an office and apartment in the top floor of a tavern on Barrister Alley. And you have been given an item. It is currently tightly wrapped in some thick, dark cloth, and it is just about the size of, well, we would say like a softball, and it is fairly dense. Like it could be made out of stone or perhaps like a hollow object made from metal. But you are not sure about what it is, except you know that it's not a bomb because Bazso says it wasn't a bomb, and Yagoda can tell when anyone is lying.
So we know it's not dangerous.
So you know it's not a bomb, which is the only dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thankfully, it's perfectly safe. You've been asked to smuggle this into Charterhall University, specifically hide it somewhere in Professor or Barrister Denbo's office where it will not be found. And you've decided on a social approach using the connection of Florence Stanchik, mother to Tony and Yagoda. So we didn't hammer this out specifically, but how are you utilizing the connection of your mother, who works as an instructor in the Sparkrite Tower? How are you using that connection to either get in or have an introduction or something like that? Like, what is the plan? And more interesting to me, how much does your mom know? Is this a thing where you are kind of like, hey, we just wanted to visit you at the university and look around this place? Because Tony has attended Charterhall University, and then what happened? Were you expelled? Is that what happened?
I was forced into dropping out. It was my choice, but not my actual choice.
Gotcha.
I was essentially expelled.
Your resignation was requested.
Yes. Forced into retirement, as I said about our band.
And what was that for again?
Some experimental substances I was selling to my classmates.
And particularly there was one that wasn't really sold. It was just kind of...
I was secretly experimenting on my classmates without their consent. I made some money from it, but like that wasn't my main goal. You know, like
it was a science.
It was science. I wanted to know. I am a woman in STEM. That is one thing above all things. I wanted to know what would happen, and I told them it would help with their studies and stuff like that, or take their mind off. There were a bunch of things I tried, you know, and you can only experiment so much on yourself because you can't always make those same observations. So I had to, I had to get some volunteers, but they didn't really know what they were signing up for, which apparently is illegal, but no one told me.
Was it like recently? Like, do people on this campus know you?
It was a couple of years ago.
There are probably still some
There's
students
probably
here.
Still some students here. A lot of them, you know, non-disclosure agreement.
We all decided to take
the university could get sued as well.
What angle are you playing using your mother as a contact? Do you just walk in and you say, hey, my mom is Florence Stanchik. We're here to visit her. And then instead of going to see her, you just go straight to the score?
Yeah, that's what I was imagining when we were going to just try to involve mom as least as possible.
But use her name.
Yeah, just use her name to get in.
Yeah.
Okay. Our fortune roll didn't go so well, our engagement roll, rather. You guys make your way into the district of Charter Hall. There are clerks and government workers rushing to and fro. There are official papers bulging from their valises, which is a good word. Wealthy bankers trundle past in heavy carriages with private bodyguards arrayed in clanking armor. Students gather at street corner cafes to discuss Eruvian politics, the tribal lineages of the Dagger Isles, and other esoteric matters. And as you kind of come to the edge of the Barrister Alley, you are stopped by campus security, basically. It is not... They're dressed in a uniform that is reminiscent of the Bluecoats, while technically just having allegiance to Charter Hall and not like city-wide authority. But oftentimes, campus security is retired Bluecoats, or even... usually not inspectors, but sometimes Bluecoats who don't find themselves fit for the rougher parts of the city can end up as campus security. I imagine, are you all moving together?
So we go as ourselves. This is our mother. That's our in.
Yeah.
You're our bodyguard. You're our secretary.
And you're trying to do convincing rather than like lying.
Yeah.
Because this is a social.
Expelled from this place?
Not everyone knows that. I was expelled from a different college within this university. We're going towards a different section. And my mom still works here. Like, it's not unheard of for me to be back here. I've come here to search through library books before. Like, I break in here all the time. It's fine.
I also need to borrow clothes.
Flashback.
You can borrow some
outfits.
And then it's like a really tight red dress.
Ooh, is everybody doing like Dark Academia vibes?
I've been Dark Academia vibes this whole time. Yeah. I have my Pinterest.
Dude, is Kavlov in tweed?
Wait,
Kevlar borrowed
like a tweed suit
pads.
with patched elbows.
I'm in the tweed.
You are Tweety.
I have to see this.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. That's a
With the tie that is just way too small on him.
yeah. It's like a really thin,
But
and it's like a knit tie.
yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
What is Spark wearing?
She's wearing one of your old clothes, but she doesn't have a sense for like fashion, so she like picks things that like don't match.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll help you out.
I'm imagining Spark dressed like a newsie
Yeah.
Yes.
with like a snap brim cap and like suspenders.
Kavlov's just furiously itching.
Yeah. And are you back in the red dress?
Yes.
Yeah,
never
which
left.
is very, very like out of place because everybody is bundled up and wearing dark colors. It is generally like windy and rainy, so it's a statement,
Yeah.
you know, and it always is. But yeah, the streets are well lit, and On either side, there are imposing stone buildings with officious-looking columns. But when you come to Barrister Alley, I imagine that some of the buildings are more approachable because these are like homes and taverns where people teach out of. So it's a little bit slightly less academic, or like maybe more warmly academic than the Hall of Alchemy or the Sparkrite Tower. Which you can see in the distance. And actually, as you're approaching, you see that there is a plume of fire that kind of jets out of it from, an experiment or a lesson happening there. And you all come up and are stopped kind of at the opening, at like the end of Barrister Alley by campus security. And one of them says, "I don't think I recognize you. Are you students here?" Probably his eye caught by Yagoda's red dress. And especially, Kavlov raises some eyebrows from these guys because he's just filling out this suit like a king-size chocolate bar and a regular chocolate bar wrapper.
I'm the substitute gym teacher.
Oh my
God. But yeah, you see that this guy has called up a couple of his buddies, and they're kind of walking up to you, and you are put on the spot because we begin at a desperate position. And so I've created a suspicion 4 clock that I'm going to fill 3 ticks of because...
Wait, a really good lie. Or...
Well,
if
they become fully suspicious, we can just kill our way in.
True.
Yeah, and I will say these streets well lit, and they are busy. You see that there are students on cafes, or like there's students in the taverns, and people walking to and fro. You came here during business hours. You also do see it's currently walking away from you, but patrolling the streets. There are only a few of them, but patrolling the streets of Charter Hall University, there is actually a clockwork humanoid.
That's cool as fuck.
This Sparkcraft hull that is a Sparkcraft machine inhabited by a trapped spirit and serving at the bidding of the Sparkrites and the university. And these things are no joke. Like, going up against one of these things is like a step down from going up against a demon, which is basically like, going up against a demon is certain death. And going up against the hull is like, yeah, you're probably dead. You're probably dead. So that's a tough one. But however, it is not kind of currently paying attention to you. There's only a few of them, but that is something that you have seen kind of patrolling the streets of the university. But as you are confronted by these campus security and they question you about your identity, what do you do?
We're trying to influence them, manipulate them. That is swaying still, I think.
That would be sway.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're doing, maybe a flashback to extra preparation you did, or something else you're doing to sweeten the deal?
Let's just...
Well, I can always I would like to flashback to like...
A note from our mom?
Yeah, like that we're delivering like a letter to our mom, and that's why we need, and like
some of her stationery and stuff like that?
Yeah, like...
Is that something you're going to do?
Yep.
Just the shock, hesitation, and then, well, I guess. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking at my fit. 1 second.
What action are you using to forge this letter from your mom to Barrister Denbo? Sway would be more like making the contents of the letter convincing, whereas finesse would be like getting the handwriting and making it look official.
Let's make the contents convincing.
Sure.
This guy doesn't know what my mom's handwriting is.
Yeah, go ahead, roll sway. You are in a desperate position.
Yeah.
So mark XP in the appropriate attribute.
If this is in a flashback, though, so is this the actual action of trying to sway this guard, or is it the action of making the letter and then I have to try to sway this guard?
I'm going to say that because you got stopped, I'm going to say that the desperate position kind of carries over.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a desperate position because if this goes badly, the consequence is going to be reflected in the current situation.
Yeah.
And it is going to be for standard effect.
Okay, and then I'm going to push myself because this is important.
And you're giving yourself an extra die with that or extra effect?
Stress, baby.
Because you can do either while pushing yourself.
It is already standard, so...
Yeah.
So this is the roll in the flashback. If you you are going to take 2 stress for this, but if you succeed, it just succeeds in the present moment.
Okay, 2 stress as long as I don't.
No, 2 stress automatically for the flashback.
And then I'll push myself, so another 2.
So another 2.
YOLO.
Fair enough.
6.
Yeah. Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
That was the last die I
Me
saw.
too. It was the last die I saw too.
1, 2, 6. Okay.
What do you say to this campus security officer?
Oh, hi. It's just, do you know Professor Stanchik in the, what's it called?
Sparkrite Tower.
Sparkrite department?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are her daughters, and we're here just delivering a letter.
Can I see the letter?
Of course.
And kind of takes it, looks it over, and reads it through. All right, then. Be on your way.
Thank you.
And kind of hands it back to you and then
Cheers.
goes off. And yeah, you have evaded suspicion.
Let's go.
You then walk down this barrister alley and you see that, well, actually, let's roll a fortune roll. I'm going to say that you came here during working hours. It's very possible. Zach, why don't you roll 2d6 as a fortune roll that I will explain depending on how the result goes.
6.
6. Perfectly. You kind of come up to the building where you know that Magistrate Denbao has their office, and you see a small garden with a single radiant plant.
Touch it.
That is like caged in the middle of it that provides light to this garden, and he is sitting on a bench talking to like a group of students who are all lounging around, sitting on the like short walls of gardens and other benches and just on the ground and writing notes in their legal pads. I imagine they have like leather binders with like notepads inside. And so you see that he is very definitely out of his office and is actually, the way he's seated is facing away from the tavern that has his office on the top floor. So it's potentially true that Magistrate Danbao won't even see you go in and won't even have a chance to possibly recognize your face later on because you rolled very well on that. And so he happened to be outside teaching.
All right, so we go to the tavern.
You go in and it is the first floor of Quinn's Public House. You see that it is some like business folk, but mostly students, law students, because it's here on Barrister Alley. And there is a group of students, and one of them is standing gesturing with a tankard, arguing vehemently about some specific detail of a law that they disagree on the interpretation of. And you see that there is fervent academic discussion happening amongst slightly tipsy students at one of the ends of the bar. And you see that there is just kind of an open public stairway up to the offices on the second floor.
We go up?
Well, I'll sit down here and keep watch, just
Good
in
idea.
case anything wants to go upstairs.
Who has the package?
One of us.
Me.
Okay.
I'm the secretary. I'm holding it.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Non-suspiciously.
Yeah, you probably even just have like a leather bag that you're carrying,
Yeah.
because you have a light load. I am going to say it counts as one load
That's
for
fine.
you. So go ahead and
Mark 1.
mark one load.
And I guess we just head up. Because it's public access, right?
It is public
Yep.
access, yes.
We go up. We find his office.
You find the office, and you find that the office is locked. You can hear that there are other offices along this hall, and there is conversation happening within some of those offices, or you can just hear people moving around. So there is the potential of you kind of being walked in on. But you are standing at this locked door. What do you do?
Pick the lock. As quickly and
Absolutely.
quietly as I can.
Should we try to do something to kind of hide Tony picking the lock? 'Cause I feel like if someone walks out of the room, it's like, well, what are you doing?
I could just stand in front of her.
Sure.
Fair enough.
Kavlov kind of stands in front. Go ahead and are you rolling Tinker?
Yep.
All right, go for it. You are in a risky position because you avoided that desperate with standard effect.
5.
5. Okay. As you kind of get down and you work the tumblers of the lock, you do it fairly quickly and click and it pops open, and then you're just pulling your tools out and tucking them away as another student comes up the stairs and is kind of walking down the hallway, and you see that it is a petite girl with kind of platinum blonde hair. It almost looks like white. And it's kind of drawn back into a messy bun, and she has these wide glasses on her face, and she kind of walks up holding a book bag and says, "Oh, are you waiting for Magistrate Denbao too? I was hoping to catch him after his lecture." As you're all just kind of standing there trying to look casual at the
I'm
door.
still looking at the door.
And the door is unlocked, but you like pulled
I haven't opened it yet.
He's still teaching his class. We're here to drop off a letter.
Yeah. We were just looking for him too, yeah.
You can find him outside across the street.
Oh, okay. And she just kind of looks, and you see that there is a mail slot in the door, and just kind of like looks at you and looks at the mail slot and the letter that you're holding.
Oh, I'm not there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why didn't you stop this? No.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
Actually, we could flash back,
Yeah, can we?
or we could resist this consequence if you would like. Give Yagoda a chance.
Ooh.
So you would have to roll a resistance roll,
With my insight?
whatever Tinker is.
Yeah, be insight.
Yeah.
Ooh. I could take a trauma for this guy.
Take a trauma.
Trauma for
Or you could take 0 stress.
That's true, because I have 3 pips, so there's a good chance I don't. Okay,
You'll be fine.
I'm gonna resist it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
It can't happen twice, right?
Right.
That's a 6. Yeah, you take no stress, and so
Jesus.
there's
Remembrance of
only
him.
one thing that catches your attention at a time, and it happens to be this girl with blonde hair who is moving to walk up the stairs. And what do you do, Yagoda?
Oh my god, I love your hair. Can we talk about this? The color.
Yes,
How did you achieve it?
Uh,
I've been working so hard to get like that color hair. It's beautiful.
and what action are you using?
I'm gonna manipulate her away from the situation. So I'm gonna sway.
Go for it. Roll. This is a risky situation standard effect.
Let's go. 4 and a 5.
Okay. Yeah, it turns out that this student, her name is Levine.
Good name.
It's a nice name.
She has
Very nice.
she's like a person who changes her hair color often, and this is actually an unnatural hair color, but she is developing the like bleaching and dyeing agents herself.
Queen.
And so you actually get wrapped into like a very, because you're like, well, I got to stall her, and then by the time you're like, oh, maybe they'd be done by now. So you are like, this is what you're doing right now. You are caught in this conversation, and to kind of break away from it would be causing a scene in a way. But the rest of you,
She's stalling you.
you hear Yagoda's voice kind of pipe up a little bit, and you're not quite sure what she said. And you look over, but then you are left alone in this hallway for now.
Okay. Open the door, and we just go in, close the door immediately, and lock it.
Yeah, you find yourself in a dark office with a very, I feel like, I mean, wood is pretty rare, but I feel like wood exists. It's probably like you find like a petrified wood desk and these bookshelves that are kind of built into the walls, and there are a couple filing cabinets and lots of heavy tomes containing laws of Duskfall and things along those lines. But what do you do?
I think Kavlov is going to stay outside.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the two, Spark and Tony,
We're back.
slip into this.
We're back.
And I don't think drop ceilings are exist at this point in history.
I mean, it
But
could.
why don't you roll a study fortune roll for me?
That's a 2.
A 2.
That's a 2.
Yeah, it is just kind of a standard flat ceiling.
Generic ceiling material.
Okay.
Of like, you know,
And the floor is stone as well.
Probably, yeah. The ceiling is probably plaster, and the store is flown. Yes.
Yes.
This is a Revit joke for all my Revit users out there.
All right.
Generic
so,
ceiling material.
Where do we put this where he wouldn't find out?
Yeah, can we look around, try to find a good hiding spot? Study, survey? What else would that be?
There is. You said filing cabinets, right?
There are filing cabinets.
What if we
There
cut
are
a hole in the wall
bookshelves.
and then we put it in the wall and then like cover it up with the filing cabinet?
Okay, wait, hole in the wall?
Yeah, but like the filing cabinet's in front of it, so
How
he
do
won't
we get
ever
the
see.
hole in the wall?
The walls are plaster. You could
Oh,
Yeah.
we can punch it?
punch a
Well,
hole
we're
in the
not gonna
wall.
punch it. I mean,
Just
Carve it
Yeah,
out?
yeah, cut
okay,
it.
okay.
If you have a knife.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay,
and then just tape it back.
pretty much.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna try to do that then.
Did Bazso say if he wanted us to like take it out of the package? I kind of want to see what it is.
he just said hide the package. He didn't say hide the
okay.
item. He said hide the package.
Okay.
While you cut up the wall, I think Spark is gonna take a look because she's curious.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you're gonna open the packaging.
I think she's gonna just like gently move a little bit of the cloth because like she doesn't know like if it's like something like very expensive kind of thing. Does she see anything? Does anything happen?
It blows up.
Yeah, so you kind of have to untie it and unwrap it.
I hope it's
and
like a
you
human heart or something
see
really
that
weird.
it is a round black item with a fuse sticking out of it.
Oh my gosh.
A cartoon bomb. No, I'm kidding.
I thought you were dead ass for a moment.
No, what you actually
already lit.
see is you see an intricately carved sphere that is partially hollow, but it is made of stone, and it is this kind of spherical. It is made to look like a bunch of kind of intertwining vines or ropes or tentacles that kind of come together into this sphere that leave this hollow space in the middle, and you see that there is this kind of jet black marble within it that actually will roll around as you move it.
Does it look like it might be something arcane?
Oh, it certainly doesn't look like something normal.
Okay.
It could definitely be
can I
something
roll
arcane.
a tune to understand the spectrology, or does that count? Is it
Yeah.
technically?
To
Okay.
try and open your mind. That would be more like feeling like
Okay.
the purpose of this. Like
Vibe
what
check.
if it is actively
Vibe
doing
check.
something?
Okay.
It is a vibe check. Absolutely.
Okay. Vibe check.
Roll vibe check.
That's a 5.
A 5. Yeah.
What if it's bad?
Vibes
You kind
off.
of, as you open it, you feel something as you peel back this cloth. You feel kind of this energy almost come out of it, like the hair on your arms stand up as you hold this, and as you pick it up and look at it and move it around, and you see this obsidian orb rolling around inside this latticed stone sphere, and you kind of attune to this, open your mind to the ghost field and try and sense what kind of energy this is putting out. And as you stand there and hold it, you kind of open your eyes and you can almost see something. Actually, the kind of light protective barrier that has covered you ever since you, and actually we didn't address this, but when you took that ghost passage upgrade, it says from harsh experience or occult ritual, and because we didn't specifically have everybody have a ghost experience, I'm imagining you like paid another more experienced whisper to come and perform this ritual over you. You have this kind of layer over you, and it goes within you that protects you from possession. And as you kind of attune to the ghost field and almost open your eyes to see into it, to see those spectrological energies, you see that this coating that is this protective coating on you is being like slowly pulled off of your hand and being consumed by this like marble in the middle of this device.
Okay.
Like it is weakening this protection against possession.
Can I immediately wrap it up and then just be like, oh, don't touch that? Spark's like holding it, and like I'm sure you're just like cutting in the wall, and like she gets quiet, and like you take a look back, and she's just like she has like her eyes closed, but her hands are like shaking, and like she's trying to like
what's going on?
She's trying to push her hand away, but like she can't open her eyes, and so she's just like stuck there.
I cover it up. Are you okay?
This is some
weird shit.
Okay. Okay, yeah, just put it in the wall.
Let's just hide it in the wall.
So what are you using?
What can I use?
I believe there should be something like a knife.
Yeah, probably.
What do you have?
I'm like, I have
No!
I could have like
A blade or two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could
that can
be it?
definitely be it.
Perfect.
So
You can have two
describe
blades and make
what
them
kind of
scissors.
blade is it that you're carrying?
Ooh,
Katana.
Is it just like a
it's massive.
it's like a fold out pen knife, or just like a little pen knife, a fold
She's
out.
got a butterfly knife.
Yeah, I'm like sitting there doing tricks with it too.
Hey, Spark, watch this.
As I'm like holding this black.
Level 1 harm.
Jake level 3 harm stabbed in the jugular.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. No, it's just like it's a small, just regular like pocket knife. It's nice. It's like intricately carved on the side too, because it's like a keepsake in my I keep it on me just in case I need to do stuff like this.
Is it Grandpa's?
It's Grandpa's. It was in his trench coat pocket that I'm also wearing. It's small. It's about maybe yay big. I have a pocket knife that would be the exact size and what I'm envisioning.
I don't know what it would be, but Grandpa's trench coat is an excellent podcast name.
It is.
Yes.
And an excellent band name.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was in Grandpa's trench coat, and it's got a wood handle,
Yes.
definitely, which is rare. And
So yeah, you've kind of scooted this filing cabinet away from the wall, and you've carved into the plaster and found this, very dusty, probably rats and or insects in there that skitter away as you were cutting through it. And yeah, you've opened it up and you have this little place where you could hide away this orb.
Do you have like any glue in your pocket? I know you carry a lot of weird shit.
yes,
Do you have room for the after checking those knives for the bandolier?
Yep, I have one more spot for bandolier for glue,
Nice.
so I will.
And that's that like really good glue, isn't it?
Really good glue.
So you basically seal this wall closed and it's not getting opened again.
Yep. Move the filing cabinet back,
Yeah.
and we're done.
Yeah, and then we leave.
And lock the door on the way out.
Are you going out the front door where you could potentially be seen by the professor? Or are you trying to find another exit?
I'm going out the front door.
Yeah, we go out and we get Yugoda on the way out.
Sure.
Just as if it.
Yeah, you are like maybe 2/3 of the way through this whole discussion, because you're basically the science and chemistry of altering the color of hair and then the texture of hair. And, she's like telling you how she's trying to make her hair curly, and not just like to curl it, but to, change her own genetics to make her hair curly kind of deal.
That's so
And
cool.
so you're getting all sorts of crazy insight into the world of like cosmology that this student of alchemy is talking about.
You just remind me of my sister. She's really, really brilliant.
I
just
walk
like
down
you are.
right at this moment.
right there.
What?
Okay, we should be going.
Yeah, and you are able to kind of
But first, can I go eavesdrop for a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds even, just to hear what Professor Denbo is talking about?
Yeah. You just kind of, as you go outside, you kind of hesitate as the rest of the crew moves down the street. You see that his lecture has actually devolved from talking about law to specifically talking about a political journal that he's read and like the misinterpretation of some laws, and it kind of starts there and then it goes into just like a specific critique of this author and how they're always making like logical fallacies and things like that. But it seems like he is very passionate about this kind of political journalism in the states of, the city council and the inspectors and the blue coats and kind of the way things work in the city and the politics. It seems like that's why he got into law, was to have some, because he cares a lot more about the politics of the city than he does about specifically, observing the laws kind of deal and like practicing law. It's more of a ideological interest than a technological interest.
Okay, but nothing about the plant.
No, that is just where they are.
Okay.
They're just having a lecture at the garden.
Chill. Okay.
Yeah, nothing to do with plants.
I'll leave. Boring.
And
I could take you to see the plants.
Okay, it's okay.
You sure? They're really cool. You should touch them.
and that is our smoothest and quickest
Yes.
score
Yes,
ever.
no stabbing.
Finally, we're actually doing shit we're supposed to do.
Yeah. So let's
I didn't
go
have to do anything. That's awesome.
You just stood there and looked pretty.
Yes.
Yeah. That's your whole
He wore
job.
tweed. That's it.
Yes. That's all we needed.
You guys are paid 6 coin, tithed down to 5 by Bazso, for like a standard score. This was especially because it went off without a hitch, and you hit it very well. And you're also going to take 2 rep.
We go up.
With Batsy Baz?
Yes.
Oh,
Does that mean we level up?
Oh, yeah, we take 2 rep anyway. Yeah, we go up and we go up.
Let's say for now you upgrade to a stronghold on tier 0.
Cool.
For heat,
Smooth and quiet, baby.
smooth and quiet. So 0 heat for that.
Yes.
Add +1 heat for a high profile or well-connected target. He is well-connected enough to add 1 heat. Add +1 heat if you're at war with another faction.
Dang.
And +2 heat if killing is involved.
No killing.
Finally. The
Oh my
So
God.
first mission.
just 2 heat for that one.
Yes. That was so good, guys.
That's actually very achievable if somebody wanted to reduce heat. Well, you have a total of 6 on the track right now, right?
How?
Because you had 4
Yeah,
that
yeah,
crossed over
yeah.
from last time.
Just more
Yeah.
like, actually, like, how are we so bad?
Because it's not
Every-
really that
Yeah,
you're so
I know,
bad.
I
It's just
know.
that you're engaged in a war.
Ambitious.
We're also,
Yeah.
we're also
And
making
ambitious.
waves.
We
So
are.
How are we so naughty?
That should be our reputation.
Oh no, I'm
Naughty.
so
I'm
naughty. All right, let us roll for entanglements. Our heat is at 6 right now, huh?
Correct.
Yeah.
Your wanted level is still at 2. So go
It's going down
ahead
soon, guys. We're gonna
and,
frame
Mom's
Chef
gonna
that.
die.
Somebody roll 2d6 for me.
I got you. 2? No.
That was neither of those.
2 numbers that are
You
not
did the
2.
average?
A 3 and a 1.
Okay.
Progress. That was so easy, guys. We are so good at this game.
Nobody took harm.
Yeah.
You took some stress.
I took 4 stress. That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
For like 1 roll, but that's okay.
But that
They got
was
us in, and they
very
needed to
much
do it.
needed.
Yeah, that's if we follow like the patterns of our scores, I take a lot of stress early on and then step away for the rest of the score after I get you guys in the front door.
Yep.
And then you guys take care of the rest using your special abilities or whatever.
Let me do some rolls for
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
for the actions of other factions that happened like
At war.
that either happened, basically on your score or in the downtime leading up to your score. So, what would you guys like to do for downtime?
I have to go relieve some stress just right off the
I
bat.
also would have to relieve some stress. I'm assuming most of us do.
Sure. So, you're going to Katum's kitchen?
Yeah, I want to know what Katum's kitchen is like. Give us a description.
Yeah, I
Full
think
on.
that as you walk in, it is all the electric lights in here are filtered through different colored panes of stained glass. So there is purples and yellows and greens that kind of give a moody light to this place, and it is fairly dim, but there is actually everybody's specific place at basically there's a massive U-shaped bar in the middle, and the preparation of the food happens like on display to all of the
That's so
patrons who are
cool.
sitting there, and the the kitchen is very well lit, and then each of your own places is very well lit as well. There's like a lamp that's shining down on top of it that is like white, so that you can enjoy the detail of your food in high detail, high visibility. And Khatum, a lot of times he is just there by himself, and it ends up being like a really long wait for food, because every single dish is like an art piece that he puts together, and he goes through the process of preparing this a specific way, and then the plating is immaculate, and he'll like dye caviar certain colors and slice vegetables so thinly that you can see through them, and construct these. Basically, each dish is a piece of art, and it is served to people, and they're all kind of there and watching him as he does this with a flourish. There's live music, and each kind of plate comes out, and everybody oohs and ahs at the plate. And I don't know if there's a menu. I think maybe you just get what Khatum prepares for you, because he's always preparing something new, rather than going back to old recipes. It's like, well, it may be something he's prepared before, but it's a slightly new twist on it. It's got a slightly different seasoning mix than before, and he will actually, as you have gone through eating it, he'll like come back and ask you about it, and you're expected to like engage in like an intellectual conversation talking about the food and the certain elements of it and everything. And it's kind of a bougie place with a waiting list to get into. And so you manage to pull a few strings to get into. And this is like also a place where a lot of people will then, actually, I think what it is you have to be on a waiting list to get food here, but a lot of people will just kind of hang out and get drinks and watch the show. And then one day hope to be like one of those people sitting at the bar kind of deal. What does Yagoda do here?
I'm going to indulge in whatever he's serving tonight.
Yeah, I think you get a fish that has been chemically altered to be completely transparent except for the bones. And, there are some fish that are transparent. They're like octopi and jellyfish and things like this. But this is like a fish that should have scales that are silver, and instead you can see right through it. Like you can see through the scales, and there are certain of the organs of the fish have been like with a syringe filled with dye. So it's like
that's cool and creepy.
Yeah, it's a very creepy thing. And then you're given like not silverware, but like tools to try and like descale the fish and then eat it, and avoid certain organs while eating the meat and everything like that. And then it's kind of on this almost a rows of like black seaweed.
When he comes to chat with me about what I'm thinking of it, I'm gonna, Khatum, have you ever thought about adding I think this is a beautiful, wonderful dish, and I enjoy the experience of it, of course. What about adding like a berry sauce to the top of it? Would you consider that?
So you're just here
Oh my God, are you trying to like
repping
plug
your own business?
Yeah.
That's so good. And yeah,
I have contacts.
Yeah, I think
I can
he's
get you
like,
the finest berries.
I've thought about it, but good berry sauce is so hard to come by.
That's where you come in.
Well, here's my card.
Please draw
I
her
adore
card
your
one day.
restaurant. I'm a new patron, but I mean, I expect to be here quite often. Have you seen me? You've seen me here before? Yeah?
The dress is quite striking, yeah.
That's the whole point.
Brandon.
And my business card is also red.
Mm-hmm. He takes the red business card, and he opens
Scented
up his
with
coat
berry.
and like puts it inside, like basically
Khatum,
in his cleavage.
Khatum, smell it.
Oh my God.
The smell of the berries, can you?
That's quite nice.
You can picture it on top of, like the taste on top of this fish. Yes, it'd be perfect.
Mm-hmm. He kind of tucks it away, basically into his cleavage, into like, I feel like under his chef's coat, he has like an extremely tight like tank top on, and the dude is just ripped.
Yeah.
Like, and
that's her love interest.
Later in the night, when he's like really working in the kitchen, like I described him, he has this like curly long hair that is pulled into a not a bun, but like a big ponytail that kind of explodes behind his head. And sometimes by the end of the night, he'll like have the coat open and you can just see like washboard abs through it. And he's like just working so hard like an artist at his craft.
Oh my goodness.
If anyone,
absolutely.
If you go
that's
to
what
fall
people
for
are here
anyone,
for.
it's a chef, you know, right? Like,
oh yeah,
it'll be
true.
a man who will serve me.
Exactly. As she should, as he should, you know?
Yeah, he will take that and tuck that away, and we will see if that plays out into anything, at least, you know, immediately. But let's roll to
reduce your stress. Queen.
So your worst attribute, you're rolling a resistance roll for.
Ooh!
Indulge.
Overindulge!
Did you overindulge?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
no, you are going to be indulging.
Shoot.
Well,
Oh my god.
let's see.
Let's roll for another entanglement. Let's attract some trouble.
Okay, do you want to choose or do you want to roll?
I'm gonna choose.
Okay, so do you want... I also haven't told you what the first entanglement is, so I will do that right now, actually.
Great.
Over the course of the downtime, you guys hear that Sawtooth, after having run into, like having his office kind of messed up by the red sashes, has been brutally murdered. No, I'm kidding. No, I saw everybody gearing up for it. I had to do it. If like one of you runs into him, maybe Tony.
Yeah.
And he says,
He and I are buds.
Yeah, sorry, Tony. I can't really... You know, it's just not safe working conditions anymore with you at war with the red sash and everything. And, you know, the Crows offered me quite a sweet deal, so I'm actually going to head over there and kind of take up with them.
You can't help us anymore?
And so Sawtooth is no longer a contact of yours because he has accepted a deal with the Crows, because
right,
that's a
turn
better
size. All right.
a better ally for him now.
Yeah, you have no more friends.
Rip.
And it's
Only somebody loved you.
It's due to kind of the heat on
Married.
Is that real, or were you channeling your go to there?
It was Yuko.
I like the idea that none of us know about Kavlov's wife, and one day we're gonna find out. We're gonna be like, "You're married?" Like,
Yeah.
because you haven't told us.
That's true. Yeah, you guys have. Yeah.
Kind of pissy about the whole knowledge thing. I have no idea what he told. Anyway, we can.
So flipped, an interrogation, demonic notice, show of force, or arrest.
Interrogation.
Ooh.
Interrogation.
Oh,
I feel like I can talk my way out of this.
what if it's not you though?
Okay.
It's me? I think.
Yeah, I think it makes sense
Okay.
because
It happened,
because it's an additional entanglement as a result of your overindulgence. Yeah, how did the Bluecoats capture you? Is it you walking home a little rowdy after a night at Khatum's kitchen? Or where did the Bluecoats get you?
Yeah, if I have to choose this, I'm not going to pick it at Khatum's kitchen because that would just be embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like maybe like they were like staking out the place just a little bit because like they knew I was there and that I frequent
And they
there.
like followed you afterward?
Yeah.
Yeah, the woman in the red dress.
Yeah, very noticeable.
Okay.
Queen.
So the Bluecoats
do this.
scoop you up and
Fireman carry you.
begin to interrogate you about the alleged crimes of the Crimson Wake. Either you pay them off with 3 coin, or they beat you up, you take level 2 harm, and you tell them what they want to know, plus 3 heat. You can resist each of these consequences separately. So do you want to pay them off?
Take the heat.
Or take either of those consequences, harm and heat?
Let's just pay him off.
So you're paying
Get beat up.
3 coin.
These nails, I just got them done.
Yagoda's not a fighter.
No. Just give him
I took
money.
him out of our vault.
Like honestly,
thank you.
that would be like rough. Like
Yeah.
it's one thing for Spark to get beat up, who's kind of a ruffian
Yeah.
and raised on the streets, but like if Yagoda in her nice red dress got roughed up by the Bluecoats,
With a black eye.
yeah.
And a
that
busted
can't
lip.
happen. That cannot happen.
Like I said, if Yagoda gets like push off her tightrope in any kind of way, it's just going to be the end of things.
So you just pay him off?
Pay him off.
Mm-hmm. All right, so subtract 3 coins.
Sorry, guys.
I think that's going to have to be from the...
you don't get another downtime activity then.
That's okay.
From the crew.
Yeah.
I would like to go to the Cat Crawl Alley, as per usual.
Sure.
Go to my character sheet. And find Brial again. And if he's there. Like,
yeah, he's
hey.
working. He does kind of give you the cold shoulder again.
Yeah.
You know, like the
Hey,
usual just kind of chat isn't there. He's more like only business rather than any of the even the social pleasantries that were before. But, you know, he just gives you your drugs and move on.
Oh, okay. Have a nice day, Brial. Is that same chunky still there? Or is he not there today?
Go ahead and roll just a d6. Is it a fortune roll?
1.
No, he's not there.
Damn it. Fuck. All right. I look around for the guy for a little bit because he was cool. And then
That man that screamed at me from the side of the road, he was cool. I'm trying to see if I can find him to hang out.
My type of friend. And yeah, I go back to my house because I do all this shit on the roof of my parents' house. Like, and I get a little fucked up and I, lay back and stare up at the sky and just let my mind be silent for a little while. And it's nice. I'm calm. The stars are twinkling. I'm waving again. I don't know if I feel watched, but I'm waving at the sky and it's a good time.
The comfortable feeling of drifting away into that
Yeah, just a silent mind.
oblivion that comes from Black Lotus.
It's good. All right, I roll 1. 6. And I had 6, so I'm free of stress.
Perfect.
There was no way for me to overindulge. Everything is good. Okay.
Nice.
We are chill.
That went excellently.
Perfectly. I am having a great time.
Kavlov, got something for your downtime activity?
I think he's going to go to Brightstone.
And look for that house, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same method as he was using before, but now in the area where he knows the house is.
If you try to walk into this neighborhood and start roughing people up to interrogate people, they're going to call their guards and bodyguards or summon their hulls. You're basically going to get nowhere using the approach that you use in the slums in Brightstone.
I guess I will, survey? 2 and take the
2 and
lowest.
take the lower, okay.
2.
2. Okay,
Ooh.
one more tick
That was 2 fails.
on the locate Yeltsin clock. You have 3 ticks remaining. Let's figure out where your new lair is.
Yeah. Real estate.
You are still tier 0.
Plus mobility for layer. Barge? If we get the crew upgrade.
Right.
That would be later
Train?
on anyway, but we could have a little...
Oh, interesting.
An option.
Yeah, so you could do it if you wanted to potentially have a barge. It could be like a half-sunken grotto
Yeah.
in the underground canals.
That's an option.
Perfect.
It would be later on,
and then
but that could be
potentially
something.
you would have a barge that you would
a mobile
anchor
layer.
there,
Perfect.
tie up, and then that could become your lair.
Do we want to do that?
Yeah.
All right.
That would be late. We can't. It's not mobile yet. That would be an upgrade.
You stake out a place in the underground canals tunnel systems below Crow's Foot, and you find this relatively nice area where there's like a good portion of tucked away dry stone that you could actually make your lair on, and you have hidden and quarters, right? As your upgrades. So there's a place for you all to sleep in this area, and it is kind of tucked away, maybe behind like a door. This is kind of behind a wall. Like, what if you do the barge, you would probably have to break down this wall and have that mobility accessible to you. But as there have been layer and layer and layer of the city built on top of one another, this area was kind of walled off, and you find like a crack through, and you can also access it maybe from like a manhole cover on the surface streets.
All of us can slip through except Kavlov. He can't fit through the crack.
Kavlov has to. You guys had to take out a few stones for Kavlov to fit through. But you
got
guys
stuck on the
have
way
found
in.
a new hidden lair
Push!
Go.
beneath
Every
the streets
time.
of Crow's Foot. That is where Spark does her training.
We built a
Yeah.
Is
pergola.
it the same kind of deal as last time? Sparring and
Yeah.
working out with Kavlov?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds good.
So I'll mark 2 off. Is it 1 or 2?
It'd be 2 in prowess if that's what you're training.
Yeah. I think she doesn't go back to visit her brother. She just does her job, and they see each other, and it's
In
like
passing,
whatever.
yeah.
And I think she's taking a night shift, and she looks at the night sky, and she thinks about that night. Does she remember if it was that demon that pulled her out,
Yeah.
specifically?
Thinking back, you're pretty sure it was. I mean, it was a man with eyes of starlight, and so you've only met one other man with eyes of starlight who wasn't really a man.
She has her demon bane charm in her back pocket, but then she's going to kind of connect to the ghost field and see if she can feel his presence and try to contact him. Because she wants to know, why specifically that guy, and was he trying to stop what they were trying to do, kind of
So
thing.
to summon a demon sounds like a ritual to me, which would be a long-term project.
Okay.
So if you have a coin to spend, we could start working towards that.
We can divvy up the rest of this coin if we want to.
I have 1 coin still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you interested in just summoning him to talk or binding a demon? You've heard of rituals to bind demons, and basically, as long as you keep their dark desire satisfied, they are bound to do your bidding.
That sounds so cool.
That sounds so cool, but so dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why it's so cool.
I think at this moment, she just wants to talk to him.
Okay. I will start a 4 clock for you, Spark, that is summon Calum.
She's doing weird ass shit now.
Yeah,
and,
this is real whisper shit right here.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
you are attempting to attune to the ghost
Yeah.
field and call out to him, but you're keeping the demon bane in your pocket just to potentially
Yeah.
drive him off if he comes with energy you're not comfortable
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really bad. It was a 2.
Okay, so only 1 tick on that clock.
We'll see where that goes.
Do we want to do this Chef Roselle thing so that we can decrease
I
it?
think
Yeah.
I would like to somehow give an anonymous tip, I guess, to the Bluecoats, straight up, that Chef Roselle was involved with the murder of Lord Berkeley, and
Sure.
he was there, some sort of, put together a note or a package of some sort that makes him seem very guilty of the crime, and put it right at
So
the police station
what are you
doorstep.
studying to put together this package?
I could frame it as study, or could I use Tinker to craft something that seems...
You can transcribe his diary and then plant the diary on Chef Roselle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you record all the information in Lord
Yeah.
Berkeley's diary and then plant that evidence on him?
Yes.
Okay, so
Plant that at Chef Roselle's kitchen, wherever
Sure.
he is.
and then kind of tip off the Bluecoats to
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
So what action are you using to plant that diary? You could potentially use study by studying the daily habits of Chef Roselle and learning more about him, the potentially incriminating stuff that he does without you framing him for it.
True.
And then in addition to those very real crimes that you're studying
Framing
and you
him for the
found out
murder.
about, you report him for those
I like-
and frame him for this.
Yes.
So that is a way that I would allow you to use
Yeah,
study.
I think that I don't know. I was trying to use once again playing my strengths, and then I just couldn't figure out a way to. Yeah, I would like to essentially just stake out the called? The golden plum, and
you learn
Yeah.
about, well, let's see how you roll.
2.
2. Okay, so
Dang.
one more tick. That's only a
one more
4 o'clock,
tick.
so you have 1 left.
Do we have any more?
We do.
Because I could finish this.
Okay,
Oh,
go ahead.
let's get this over
So
with.
yeah, you will learn about a few illicit
All yours.
dealings that he does, and then you kind of put together a report on Chef Roselle and include the details of him being at the party
Yep.
and incriminating circumstances and things like that.
I like it.
Kavlov, you're
Pavlov's gonna
spending
finish the job.
the last crew coin?
No, just another crew coin.
Another crew
We've got a
coin.
couple more.
And what are you doing to frame Chef Roselle?
So I like to think that one day Chef Roselle goes home and Kavlov is there. Just like he comes home and he closes the door and like he walks over to his kitchen and then he turns around and Kavlov is just sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
Just polishing his huge hammer.
So he's doing what?
Interesting.
You heard him.
I mean, that could be intimidating.
Like, so here's the deal. I really would love to shatter your legs.
I'm sorry, what?
But you see, my friends, it wouldn't reflect well on them. So here's what's going to happen. You are going to turn yourself in to the Bluecoats for what you know you did. Or you never walk again. And you never touch a knife again. Never touch a pan again.
Iron hook or severe maimment and mutilation.
You see, you have a chance, an iron hook, to come out fine. No chance with me.
Okay, I imagine this is command you're
Yeah.
using.
This is beautiful.
Go ahead and roll. I think you automatically complete the clock, but
Also while polishing your hammer.
5.
yeah. So more than you needed. I was wondering if you would crit and get an additional effect, but yeah, Chef Roselle just kind of pours himself like a glass of wine, drinks it, puts his coat back on, and then walks to the nearest Bluecoat station to turn himself in. And in addition to kind of the report that you had given to the Bluecoats that put him there at the scene of the crime.
Can you also say that he set fire to that drug den?
Oh my god, yes. He also set fire to a
Chef
drug
Roselle get
den.
around.
Wanted level is reduced by 1 and you clear your heat.
Let's go.
Yes.
This is incredible.
As Chef Roselle turns himself in as responsible for the crimes that you committed
Which I like to think
and goes to Iron Hook.
Good work,
worked
team.
because of all of the evidence that had already been planted by you guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a group
Good work,
effort.
team. Good
And
work.
so the final kicker was himself
Yeah.
confessing.
Yep.
We're horrible.
We're great. We're so good.
I took no part of this, but I will accept the boon.
Now it's time to decide what you're going to do for the next score. So you could do Plant Heist now. I don't think Bazso has anything for you right now. Like you did that for him. And especially at this point, like the best laid plans have gone awry and everybody's just fighting to keep together at this point. The war is very brutal. So he doesn't have something for you. We could go for a claim. Now might be an interesting time to go for a claim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't done that yet. That would be fun to explore.
Correct.
There's like
And
a
that would
whole-
also mean that you need less rep next time to upgrade to your next tier.
Yeah.
This isn't like going to be stabbing the blacks in the back, right?
By going for a claim.
That's a sentence.
Blah, blah, blah,
Stabbing
blah.
the lamp blacks in the back.
Pancaked by drunk dump truck driver.
What? Luxury fence would make it easier for us to get coin. It's +2 coin for any high class targets,
We have
which
been,
could be Plant Heist.
we have been doing a lot of high class targets. High class.
That's kind of us as ambitious.
Yeah. Like a higher tier. Is that what it's talking about?
Like high class, like wealthy.
Oh,
know.
I see. Let's do the fence.
Let's do the fence.
Yeah.
YOLO.
Let's do a fence.
Cool.
Luxury fence.
All right, so you're going to go for a fence. All right, I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like. So we are going to end this episode here and develop those details. I will develop them
Right
and
now.
then I will tell you guys what they are, and we'll roll our engagement roll and figure everything out at the beginning of next episode.
Cool.
Yay.
So thank you for watching Canticle of the Crimson Wake. We got a full score and a downtime this episode. Very cool. Good night, mortals.
Get a music, baby.